A few weeks ago, I posted a video where I mentioned the Rosette Nebula and how far away it is. I mentioned that it's actually still in our galaxy. Well, here's the Andromeda Galaxy, and it's obviously not in our galaxy. It's a separate galaxy. It's in the neighborhood, however, yet it's still remarkably far away. Well, I started thinking, are there people in the world that really honestly look at these images and say, well, I don't really see this as evidence of God's existence. I think the universe just happened. Well, you might say I'm choosing to see this as evidence of God's existence, but I'm thinking you might be choosing not to see this as evidence of God's existence. You see, there's no absolute 100% incontrovertible evidence that God exists, nor is there any absolute 100% incontrovertible evidence that he doesn't exist. Because, see, God gave us free will, and even believing in him is a choice. But I think it's extraordinarily important that you try to understand why you might not see this evidence, this universe of evidence that's all around you. You see, you might not see this evidence because you don't want God to exist, and you don't want God to exist because you don't want your life to change. So, lie to the world if you have to, but don't lie to yourself anymore. Maybe you just don't want to quit watching the pornography, or maybe you just don't want to stop the premarital sex, or maybe maybe you're using something you shouldn't be using, you're drinking way too much, or whatever it happens to be. Like I said, don't lie to yourself. Be honest. You just don't really want God to exist, do you? That's why you can't see the evidence.